there was one slide on the authentication by the registrars themselves. There are two ways of authenticating an individual. Either you go to the CIDR of the UIDA, or maybe the biometrics that have been captured are embedded in the form of a smart card, and the authentication can be done offline, right with the POS device which is there. So this entire capture led to the issuance of the smart card, and the results, these were the kind of POS devices which were given at the FP shops. And now the results again were, this is after the survey. Now after the survey, where we have limited a lot of cards, where each FP shop we have been able to kind of save to an extent of 5,000 rupees. Now we realized that when we did this survey, the minimum savings of 3,300 rupees in an FP shop to 32,000 rupees in another FP shop. These were the kind of savings which came in when we issued these biometric-based ration cards. Now, some of the, this is the kind of enrollment analysis. How many people, the blue represents the number who were already there in our e-registers, that is our database, and the yellow represents the number who have collected their smart card. You find a difference in all this. Against those who have taken the smart card, there were many people who didn't even go to the ration shop to collect their ration. Now all these are effectively savings, because all this were booked by the ration shop holder before this program was started. Now, all this led us to certain understanding that in order to get the right benefit go to the eligible beneficiary, we need to have an online, or we need to have a biometric based authentication. This will also reduce malpractices. At the same time, it will also allow us to gain confidence of the citizens. And the major finding was that it would be very difficult for us to do iris-based authentication. Authentication through maybe fingerprint biometric would help us in this particular situation. And that led us to kind of start the process of collecting the fingerprints as an additional biometrics. And that's where the UIDA process came in very handy for us. And that's where we have started a process wherein the enrollment of the citizens for all the biometrics, the iris biometrics were already taken, but possibly when we are calling them for collecting their fingerprints, this additional biometric would be of help. We already have a family photograph, but now an individual photograph for the UIDA capture. So all this would eventually lead us to collecting their biometrics, assigning them the UIDA number, and this smart card would then be given to the citizens, which would help us in eliminating the problem that we face in the civil supplies department. And this smart card will be a kind of a neutral card, would be utilized by any other department, be it the Rural Employment Guarantee Program or the pensions or the scholarship programs. In fact, in the next 6 months, we have a target that within the state of Andhra Pradesh would be collecting, we will be doing enrollment for over 3 crores citizens. Mr. Bhaskar mentioned we have probably narrowing down to a saturation approach in about 7 districts out of 23 in the state. And this would lead us to issuance of the smart cards to our citizens, which would help us minimize the leakages that are there in the system and maximize the public satisfaction about the delivery of the services that we are giving. Thank you.